I'm Megan. I'm a finance manager for Procter & Gamble.
I'm Etienne. I'm a senior associate in private equity for Investissement Québec.
And I'm Alex. I'm a senior executive vice president for Investissement Québec corporate financing.
Le pointeur ne fonctionne pas, alors il faut y aller directement sur le clavier. Allez-y quand c'est prêt.
Good afternoon. You are here from Investment Quebec, and we know what a value you are to Quebec businesses. You are the first one to brag about the amazing aspects of Quebec, from its professionals to its laborers to its tax incentives that cannot be competed with any other province in this country. And so it's only natural that you find yourselves with another decision to make regarding Link Ad. With that being said, we are here today from N2R Consulting to help you advise you on the situation. My colleagues are Marc-Antoine and Marc-Andre, and unfortunately my name is not Marc, it's Rashida, but I hope to be just as good. With that said, we're going to go through our presentation, which will include how much, if you should invest in this company, how much, and what your stake should be, with some other concerns we have identified and we wish to communicate to you. With that being said, I'd like to pass it over to my colleague, Marc-Andre.
So today, going through the agenda, we'll be going through an industry analysis where we'll distinguish and identify the opportunities for this industry. And second, what is available for LinkTad in the near future and for Investissement Québec for its investment. Second, we'll talk about the company. What makes this LinkTad company such an investment company for Investissement Québec to be profitable and successful in the near future? Second, we'll be talking about the revenue projections in which we have identified not only the qualitative and the qualitative factors in which we believe that will highly impact this industry and also further implement in our evaluations in which we believe will be greater enterprise within this valuation. Lastly, we'll be talking about the risks that we believe are inherent in the near future within this industry, not only in the expansion within the United States and in Europe, but also drastically within the new digital phase of the world that we're in at the moment, in which we're continuously innovating and continuously lagging behind, in which we believe that this industry will be impacted in the near future. And lastly, the recommendations in which our group will further emphasize of this acquisition to being a profitable acquisition and also beneficial for Investissement Québec. So now going through the mandate, the industry overview. We're going first for the future of advertising. So within this company, LinkTad, we're just going to go through on some key points in which we believe you have already heard from past presentations. In first being a real bidding system in which the highest bidding price is allocated to the company in which wants to have the bidding of the publishers. Such provides a very high competitive aspect in this industry, which will highly contribute to not only the revenue contributions to this investment, in which 10 to 15% of commission is put on Turbo Ad, in which is 91% of the revenues of this company. Second, we'll be linking such to its advertisers to the consumers, in which provides data analytics, in which further emphasizes not only the target customers, which best represents this company's customer base, but also the future trends in which can further impact this company and also further enhance the revenues in which it can forecast. So lastly, the worldwide industry. This industry has had a growth of 4.5% of revenues only in 2017 compared to the TV advertising. This is a drastic increase in which we drastically believe that the digital industry and this investment will further contribute to a long-term return for this industry. Lastly, in Europe specifically, this has not been very much implemented, in which we believe that not only because of its roots in also in Canada and being one of a drastic company, investing such and further expanding in Europe will provide such a drastic enhancement to the revenue and further enhancement to the long-term growth which was previously emphasized. And lastly, and a negative factor in which we want to consider and further emphasize is this is one of the most competitive industries at the moment, in which 3 leading companies have remained within the 10 years, such as Google, Facebook, and Twitter. Out of 2004-2017, they are the only 3 top 10 companies that have remained. This is a drastic fact that we have to consider and also consider within the LinkTad acquisition as maybe becoming obsolete in the future if it doesn't continue to innovate in what we believe is a digital Darwinism that's presented in this industry. So now to continue on the company analysis. Oh, the industry analysis, sorry. So first, we went through Reporter's 5 forces, in which first we identified the supplier power. So supplier power we identified being on the publishers, advertising such and providing such for the advertisers to further promote to the customer base. We put such as being of a low distinct aspect in which we believe that there will continuously be an increased emphasis on new publishers to new target customer bases, and also further the enhancement of not having the advertisers pretty much emphasizing the price based on the bidding process, in which the highest bid, like previously mentioned, will win the advertising right. So therefore, the supplier and the publisher does not inherently have control on the prices in which the bidding system will provide from the demand. Second, the buyer power. We believe such is of a drastic and a high increase, in which such is based on the previously mentioned the bidding, in which the highest price will provide the best publishing and best advertisement to companies. Lastly, the threat of new entrants. We believe such to be at a low, medium range, in which we believe such, due to the IP proprietary technology in which these companies have, will limit the entrance of competitors. However, we must consider also the increase of investment and also the increase of technology, which has a high cost that also limits the threat of new entrants. And then lastly, the rivalry among competitors, as previously mentioned, is increasingly high. As we just said, there's 3 top companies that remain in the top 10, and only 3 of them through 2004 to 2017. And the threat of substitution, as said, digital Darwinism is prominent within the technological innovation, and such new technologies could enter, and such we put up at a medium range. So now to take you through the company analysis.
Et parlons maintenant de la compagnie Équipe H. Cette compagnie qui vous a approché pour demander un financement pour pouvoir croître non seulement en Amérique du Nord, mais aussi à des ambitions européennes sur le territoire européen. Nous allons vous parler de cette entreprise-là à travers une analyse des forces, des faiblesses, des opportunités et des menaces, mais pas une analyse simple mais combinée. Comment est-ce que les forces pourront mitiger les faiblesses? Comment les forces pourront permettre de supprimer ces faiblesses-là et d'aller de l'avant? Comment les opportunités pourront, prendre le dessus sur les menaces qui règnent dans l'industrie présentement? Premièrement, parlons des forces. Nous savons tous que cette compagnie-là a une équipe de direction très expérimentée, allant du directeur général jusqu'au directeur de la sécurité informatique. Aussi, cette entreprise-là recrute de nouveaux talents, c'est-à-dire de nouveaux talents qui sont non seulement expérimentés dans le domaine, mais qui ont aussi des contacts qui pourraient les aider à pouvoir mieux s'étendre sur l'étendue du territoire, non seulement américain, mais aussi européen. Comment ces forces-là pourront, surpasser les faiblesses qui sont, premièrement, cette entreprise-là, nous avons constaté que 91% de leurs revenus viennent directement de seulement Turbo Ad. C'est-à-dire que l'autre programme qu'elle utilise, qui est Ad Express, qui seulement représente une très petite partie des revenus. Donc cela veut dire que s'ils ont un problème, s'ils adviendraient dans l'industrie, on ne le souhaite pas, un problème par rapport aux demandeurs qui veulent avoir plus de visibilité, qui veulent avoir ces contrats-là avec les annonceurs, s'ils arrivent à avoir une très haute compétition et qu'ils perdaient certains de leurs contrats, 91% des revenus pourraient être directement impactés et touchés. Donc cela représente une des faiblesses de cette compagnie-là. Deuxièmement, nous avons aussi constaté que durant les années, les coûts d'acquisition n'ont cessé de croître. Et on croît vraiment de 2016 à 2018, passant de nous dirons 10% à près de 80%. Cela constitue vraiment une haute faiblesse qu'ils doivent dès maintenant attaquer et pouvoir contrôler avec leur force. Maintenant, nous allons parler des opportunités qui constituent l'expansion européenne. En Europe, nous savons tous que la solution des petites et moyennes entreprises que LinkAd veut vraiment implémenter sur le marché du digital est inconnue en Europe. Cela pourrait être un très bon avantage du premier partant, avantage du premier arrivé. Utilisons ce terme anglais du Blue Ocean. There's a Blue Ocean opportunity in Europe. Pourquoi? Parce qu'ils seront, comme je l'ai dit, les premiers partants et ils auront aussi l'appui de M. Frédéric Aubry, qui a vraiment de très bons contacts en Europe, notamment en France, qui pourra aussi servir, pourra ainsi servir de force lobbyiste par rapport, je dirais, aux réglementations européennes. Si par exemple, il adviendrait qu'en Europe, il y a une réglementation qui serait à l'encontre des intérêts de LinkAd, ce monsieur-là, Frédéric Aubry, qui est vraiment très reconnu en Europe, pourra vraiment nous aider dans ce sens-là à travers ses contacts et son expérience, qui pourront ainsi surpasser les menaces des barrières à l'entrée qui sont très faibles, c'est-à-dire que c'est un nouveau marché, les gouvernements et aussi, il y a aussi beaucoup d'appels d'offres sur les nouvelles compagnies. Cela pourrait être une très grosse menace. Et deuxièmement, il y a des différences entre les marchés européens et les marchés nord-américains qui pourront être, je dirais, surpassés à travers les opportunités que l'ICAD pourrait aborder. Et maintenant, la suite avec Marc-André.
So, pour les revenus, nous avons mis un taux horaire augmenté d'un assez montant parce qu'on croit que le système entre le système de distributeurs et des advertisers va être très profitable pour la compagnie. Ça va continuer à un extrait d'aspect dans notre évaluation qu'on a mis parce qu'on croit qu'aux États-Unis et en Europe, Turbo Ad va continuer à être un des domaines les plus dominants de cette compagnie. Deuxièmement, AdExpress, comparé aux assumptions qu'il y a eu dans les revenus qui étaient projetés de document, on croit que ça est en fait à un plus haut niveau que ce qui était projeté dans le document parce qu'on croit qu'AdExpress, avec la simulation de SME Express, va supplier les petites entreprises à prouver non seulement d'avoir des opportunités à plusieurs entreprises pour plusieurs adresser comme Marc-Antoine avait dit, des ordinateurs de la compagnie, mais aussi, ils vont continuer à s'augmenter avec les petites entreprises qui vont utiliser ce programme d'intégrer non seulement le plus haut pourcentage de professionnels qui vont aider la compagnie et de customers that will continuously increase to produce the revenue increase, in which we believe that also the AdExpress will further contribute such with the SME Express. So in such, also with the forecast, we believe the SME Express to decrease from the projections, which we believe is actually lower, due to having the cost of acquisition, as previously mentioned, being so high at such a profitable Turbo Ad. We also believe such will be at a higher rate at the SME Express, because acquiring customers in a small industry and a medium enterprise, we believe will be in fact somewhat harder than the large enterprises, not only having a smaller location of capital, but also having a distinct customer base and of a niche customer base in which we will mention here. So therefore, for the cost of goods sold, we believe the customer acquisition will drastically increase due to the customer base, as previously mentioned, in both TurboTax and AD Express. And also SME Express, we believe such to remain on a constant basis due to the forecasting of a new segment in which this company will emphasize, in which we cannot really forecast on a higher basis or an adequate basis to which we believe the cost will increase or decrease. So now, on to the value.
So when we wanted to look at the equity value of this firm, we looked at two methods. And the first one was a cash flow approach. And we specifically did is we looked at the three segments, which can be found in the appendices with all our calculations and growth rates. Because we wanted to see how we could forecast these segments to give us a value and the cash flows that would arrive to equity holders. So the first assumption we made is in regards to the discount rate. So we decided to use a CAPM approach using a risk-free rate of a long-term Canadian bond of 2% and the equity risk premium currently of around 6%. And then what we specifically did to find the beta of this firm, even though it is not publicly listed and we understand that it doesn't have all the same risk profile as a publicly listed company, is that we took a 60% from the advertising company's beta and a 40% weighting to the internet software beta to kind of encompass the different attributes this company has in both segments. And with this, we got a discount rate of approximately 10%. Another approach we would have used is a build-up approach to incorporate those risks inherent in non-listed companies, but we decided to take a qualitative look at that, which we'll expand on further and incorporate that in our recommendation. With that being said, we want to look at how the market would also value this. So we decided to look at a relative value approach, which gave us a range of around 100 million to 118 million Canadian. And so we believe the value of this firm is in that range because we believe there's a lot of variability in our projections, and it's not prudent of us to give one pinpoint approximation. With that being said, we'll go on to risks.
Et maintenant, les risques. Quels sont les risques qui sont reliés à cet investissement-là? Cet investissement va pallier aux ambitions, je dirais, d'expansion de Link Ads. Premièrement, quel serait un risque qui, je dirais, aurait un impact moyen et une probabilité moyenne? C'est le risque de croissance, de haute croissance. Nous savons tous que le marché européen est très différent du marché américain. Et aussi, le marché canadien a quelques différences avec le marché nord-américain. Donc, les ambitions et je dirais les projections très optimistes de Link Ads pourraient être mitigées à travers une faible croissance. Ensuite, parlons de la compétition qui a une probabilité très haute et un impact moyen. Nous savons tous que ce marché-là est un nouveau marché. Il y aura beaucoup de nouveaux entrants et tout. Et comment est-ce que cette compagnie-là pourra pallier, je dirais aussi, pourra mitiger ce risque de compétition-là des nouveaux entrants? Cette compagnie-là a déjà, je dirais, une stratégie par rapport à ça, qui est de regarder toute potentielle acquisition qui serait envisageable pour pouvoir être toujours le leader nord-américain. Après cela, la concentration. Nous avons parlé des 91% de revenus qui sont seulement liés à Turbo Ads. Mais avec leur nouvelle stratégie, avec PM Express, qui est de pallier aux problèmes et aussi de donner des solutions personnalisées aux petites et moyennes entreprises qui sont encore non exploitées sur le marché, pourraient pallier à ce risque de concentration-là pour mieux se diversifier. Après cela, le darwinisme digital. Nous savons tous qu'avec la technologie, chaque année et je dirais même chaque semestre annuel, il y a de nouvelles technologies qui éclosent partout dans le monde entier. Donc cela constitue un risque, je dirais, à haut impact et probabilité moyenne. Parce que maintenant nous sommes habitués à voir cela dans le quotidien. Et nous allons terminer par la dilution des capitaux. Par exemple, avec l'investissement qu'Investissement Québec va faire, il pourrait avoir une dilution des capitaux sur le long terme si cette compagnie-là cherche encore à accroître ses capitaux, cherche encore à avoir de nouveaux capitaux, de nouveaux investissements. L'investissement que vous avez fait maintenant pourrait valoir moins dans le futur avec un accroissement comme le disent les anglophones, les shareholders. Et maintenant, après les risk matrices, nous allons passer à l'étape suivante avec Rushika.
So with what my colleagues said in mind about the risks and my previous mention of the value, we wanted to find out what investment stake we should take. We do believe this is a good company. It has many strong prospects and it's a growing industry with a lot of potential. So we want to make sure Investment Quebec can have that as part of its success story, but we also want to make sure we're not losing money on that. And so if we were to just look at it on for the $9 million put in, the value from the cash flow approach of around $118 million, it would be almost 10% stake. We don't believe that truly reflects the risks that, as mentioned. For example, one of the dilution of capital. This is a risk that is bound to happen as this firm needs more money to grow and grow, capital will be more required, and your risk of dilution increases, which is not the same as, say, a publicly listed company. The second point we'd like to talk about is negotiating more than one board seat. And this is because you have such an expertise with different types of companies that you having more say in the operations and making sure they're doing what they're going the right way will ensure the success of both the firm and of your investment. The last point we want to make is the $3 million dividend mentioned that you paid out. We believe when you negotiate for this stake that you negotiate that this is actually paid at a delayed date. So you may not get the $3 million yourself, but if things go bad, say you can say in the next 3 years, maybe you have a covenant that says, no, they don't get the $3 million, we get it first based on our shares. But that being said, if the firm is going past expectations, then you'll be comfortable enough to get that $3 million as previously mentioned to the old shareholders. And we believe this is a key part of the negotiation process. Finally, as I mentioned before, there's a lot of risks in a business, and we wanted to display this with a sensitivity analysis to show the different range. And specifically, you want to look at the discount rate. You want to look at the discount rate because, as we said, there's many different factors that aren't incorporated in the CAPEX. And with that, I'd like to thank you, and we'll take any questions.
I'm curious how you guys came up with a 15 to 20% stake. What's your thinking behind that?
We took a primarily qualitative approach. So we took the base 10% that would have been just for the 9 million in, 9 million out. But then we also, and 10% stake. 10% stake. And then we just decided that based on these qualitative factors, such as the dilution of capital, such as the fact the firm is in a very dynamic industry to change, that you just need more equity stake to compensate for that risk. Now that number, 15 to 20%, although it's not completely arbitrary, we do really what we want to represent that it's more than just the numerical value you get from applying.
Do you have a estimation or a calculation of the stakes of capital data after the acquisition of their 3 million more into the company?
Yeah, so we don't have a calculation. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to print it out, but I did do it on paper. So what we figured is that they're not likely to want to give up their 25% stake, as they're additionally putting in more money, maybe not as much, but adding in with their 8 million, we believe that they would probably stay around 25%, and we would actually be taking some of the management's stake out. So management's 25% ownership would go down by that 15 to 25% mentioned, because we believe there's stipulations in their own agreement that says they won't be diluted from further investments.
You are in our seat at Investissement Québec. Do you support that expansion in Europe? And if yes, do you feel that the company has the cash flow reserve in order for them to develop that market?
Well, I do believe that the European market is the best opportunity and it should be taken because the United States market, as previously mentioned, the main 3 competitors are from the United States. And it has been shown in North America to have an impact in Canada. However, in Europe, it's a different ballgame in which has not even been touched and has a different opportunity for this company. So we do see this as a main opportunity, as previously mentioned, but also the key acquisition of a key member of the European market. However, with the cash flow question, we do believe that this company, it's a very good question, which the cash flows, as the cost of acquisition increases, the cash flows are obviously going to have an impact, which really has to be considered in the future. Right now, it can be said, I think honestly my teammate Rashika would be better to answer this question because she did the financing on this, but it's...
Yeah, so in regards to the cash flow question, when projecting out, the good thing about this, which is very rare to see in some software companies, is that they are producing positive cash flows. Now, is that enough to sustain that expansionary growth? That has to be determined on the actual value of that growth. But we believe that with the current operations, that it will be able to fund itself, and with our investment, it will be able to help with that. So on that's our take on the cash flow question to fund those sectors.
This is a fairly medium-sized company fighting against giants like Facebook and Google. What is in your view the best differentiator for this company?
I would say that the best differentiator for this company is the new strategy of tackling the problem of the PME, of the SME, the small and medium enterprises. Because this, I would say this sector is unexploited by Facebook and Google, as we saw, that tackle like bigger problems of bigger companies to get bigger returns. But as this company is medium, they should focus on this niche of small and medium enterprises that are a lot of problems to be solved and to be received some personalized solutions. This company is really well known to give some personalized solutions. So tackling those this sector of SME, small and medium enterprises, is a really, really good strategy, and that's why we agree with the expansion in Europe, which has a lot of small and medium enterprises as Canada too.
And just to elaborate on that point, also, we all know that small and medium company businesses are a large factor of our economy. And as being socially responsible and sustainable, it will be drastically beneficial for this company to further contribute to a personalized service, to further contribute to small businesses which contribute to this economy, in which this company will be able to do so.
We saw that instead of adjusting, let's say, your expected return or required return, you went and added like qualitative factors, and then went about saying, let's say, maybe 15 to 20%.
Is now over. So. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.